Welcome back, hope you're well. Now, Clive Myrie is best known for being a journalist and newsreader and more recently the host of iconic quiz Mastermind.
Yes, but we're about to see a very different side to him in his brand new show as he jets off to the beautiful, the sunny Caribbean.
Before I was born, my mum and dad moved from the Caribbean to Britain.
We had exactly the same plate in Bolton.
¡Qué mundo más chiquito!
It's a small world.
I loved our family holidays here.
This is how I remember my mum doing it. I saw you peel a green banana.
But this trip is much more. I'll be welcomed into island life.
Come early and stay late. Leave all the bad vibes at the gate.
Pushed out of my comfort zone.
My back's gone. On goes the hat.
As I uncover the energy, creativity.
It looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. If you can, you do it.
And joy
Go!
of the closest place to paradise on Earth.
Oh, nice.
We are in.
Gorgeous.
You didn't need to come in, just could have played that and had a bank holiday off.
Exactly. Says it
Clive
all.
joins us now.
A lot of fun.
You're naturally gripped at that, aren't you? Straight away.
Completely.
Absolutely beautiful. Those shots are gorgeous. How many cameramen did you have there, Clive?
We had about 18,572. I was surprised to do the voiceover, as you do, when you've got the finished product in the studio, put your voice on it. And I was seeing the images on the TV screen ahead of me. I was thinking, I was there. It didn't look this good.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. And the thing is, because you're caught up in the work and you're focused, talking to people, blah, 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 you miss how gorgeous your surroundings are. You actually don't clock it until you can take a bit of distance back from it.
And 15 episodes.
15 half hours.
How long did it take you?
We were 3 weeks in Cuba just before Christmas, and then 6 weeks in Jamaica, Dominican Republic, and Barbados after Christmas.
A lot of people think it's a jolly, don't they? But it is hard work.
A lot of people think it's a jolly.
It's real hard work.
They think it's a jolly. It's fun, but it is hard work.
Yeah.
Putting all that together, making it look great, talking to everybody, it is wonderful. But at least you're doing all that hard work in the sunshine and not in rainy old London.
Not a long day.
Clive, what was it like approaching it from second-generation perspective? Because I suppose you have an idea specifically about what Jamaica is like.
Yes.
And, like, coming from a child of immigrants yourself, you have a very concentrated idea of what that country is like.
Yeah.
Was that different going back to Jamaica? And also, how was the experience compared to the other Caribbean islands? Because they're so diverse, aren't they?
It was different. I mean, I obviously went to Jamaica, which is where my parents are from, Windrush generation. They came here in the 1960s. And I would go back on family holidays and go back with my wife and enjoy the island. But not really get underneath the skin of it. You know, the culture, music to a degree, the art, the literature, all that kind of stuff. I learnt on this trip, which was brilliant. And my wife is in it. My sister's in it. We go coffee picking in the Blue Mountains, which is the best coffee in the world, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you bring any back
Forget
for
that
us?
Colombian nonsense. Well, I brought some back for my missus. Also, I've got a bag here for you. And so that was brilliant. And my dad's in it, my mum's in it. I go back to the old school, and my mum used to teach in the 1950s before she moved here. So there's that personal connection with Jamaica. But Cuba as well. My great-grandfather went and worked in Cuba for a while.
What did he do?
He was an agricultural labourer.
Yeah.
You know, there was a collapse in sugar prices. Work was difficult, so a lot of Jamaicans ended up going north to the big island, which was Cuba, to work. And that little scene there with the plate with the Jamaica on was amazing, because that exact same plate was on the wall of our living room when I was growing up in Bolton, in Lancashire, in the 1970s. And the two people who are in that little clip there, they're descendants of the same Jamaicans, like my grandfather, who went over there to work. So that connection all over the world is there, the same plate with a map of Jamaica on. Absolutely freaky.
Were you reunited with any family that you didn't even know you had?
My family are from the western edge of the island. And I've got a lot of cousins down there and sort of, you know, relatives that I sort of know of, but haven't seen for a long, long time. And more immediate family tended to be in Kingston. So that's where I tended to sort of hang out when I went back there. But on this trip, we go down to the western edge and I meet up with a couple of people. One I haven't seen since I was this high, and another I'd never met before.
Oh, how beautiful.
Which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Really moving.
Quite emotional then, quite an emotional series for you.
Yeah, it was, because it's relating the history of the Caribbean or at least of these islands, back to me in some way. So my granddad, Cuba, that's the connection. But you use that as a way to talk about the food and the music and communism and Castro and salsa and ballet, all that kind of stuff.
Ballet looked really interesting.
Oh, my back hurt. My back
Was that because
hurt.
Castro wanted them to be...
Absolutely.
Like,
he saw the
masses?
revolution as being the way that ordinary working people, in his eyes, could compete with the elites of the world. And if that means getting involved in something as highfalutin as ballet, I'm going to have ballet schools, as that's what he did. And Carlos Acosta, brilliant, brilliant dancer. He's someone that I've known for a while, and he features in the film, and it's his dance school for ballet that we film at in Cuba. And then, of course, Jamaica, the direct connection. Then the Dominican Republic. I'm like, Dominican Republic. Interesting. Spanish influences, different foods, different music. Merengue.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a Catholic sort of vibe with the churches and the architecture, all that kind of stuff. But the connection is, it's where Columbus landed, the first Western settlement. So no Columbus, no African slave trade. No slave trade, no me. So that's the connection there. And then you get, of course, finally to Barbados, which was the first British Caribbean colony. And, of course, it's a massive place for Brits to go to. The Brits love Barbados. And there it's about rum and pirates.
Right, I'm sold.
I know, it's
amazing. It's a cracking series.
We got rum, we've got the Caribbean food.
Yeah.
Did you try loads of food on your adventure?
I tried loads of food. We've got... I saddled up the side of a pig with jerk sauce. And I am there kneading in the spices, the whole thing, chopping the wood for the fire to put it on, to cook it, and then I serve it in the restaurant. Marks out of 10, I'd say about 1 million.
Clive.
Right, Clive,
Marks
I'm
out of
sold.
10 for selling that show.
Rum, food, beautiful destinations.
It was lovely, lovely.
Big tonight, BBC 2 at 6:30.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Clive.
Thanks,
Great to
Clive.
see you guys.
Thanks, Clive.
Thank you.